Okay. All right, welcome everybody. We're here on Wednesday morning. It is September 30th, just about 9 o'clock, and we're here for our gentle, moderate pace class, which is an all levels flow. We're gonna start seated today. You don't need anything special. I am having some blocks nearby at my mat because we may use those for some postures just to get us in more comfortably. So if you have blocks and you wanna use them, that's great. If you don't, no problem. So you can come take a seat and we'll get started seated for our centering today. Okay, so as you come into your comfortable seat, you're welcome to sit up on something if you'd like, or just be sitting on the ground. All of our practices together, I'll start us with a centering. Sometimes we're lying down, oftentimes we're seated, and we'll go through a warm-up, some standing flow, and relaxation and stretching at the end. So just take some time to get comfy in your seat. So any shifting, adjusting in your body, letting the palms come down on the lap, maybe just giving a gentle massage to the knees, the tops of the thighs, the legs. So you can kind of come into this place of being physically connected to your body, feeling your body, sending some love to those knees and legs, and just starting to connect to sensation. And then eventually, take a moment to pause, hold your knees gently, take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And do that again, big breath in through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. And last time, deep breath in. And let go. Good, you'll breathe in through your nose, just pause at the top. Through your nose, exhale and round your back. So tuck the tail, scoop the belly, draw the navel back towards the spine, bring the chin to your chest. As you inhale, float forward on the sit bones, lift the belly, lift the heart, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, round your back. So tuck the tail, scoop the belly, chin to chest. So just a familiar warm up before we come to stillness. Inhale, rise up, just working the spine before we sit still. And exhale, release. And let's bring this right into our shoulders. So inhale, lengthen, shrug shoulders to ears. Exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. And do that a couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale, release. And then last time, breathe in, lift. And exhale, release. Let your palms open up so the backs of the hands are what's touching the lap. And as you exhale, drop your chin and just hold here with your heavy head but your long spine. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through the nose. On an in-breath, let's bring the right ear to the right shoulder. So I'll start off by mirroring you, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And then go ahead and go the other way, ear to shoulder. Back through center. And then last time, other side, ear to shoulder. Back through center, and completing that to the opposite side, over to the left. Inhale, ear to shoulder. And back through center. On an in-breath, go ahead and lift the head up. You can keep your eyes closed. You'll breathe out where you are. And then slip right into your three-part breath. So as you inhale, feel your lower belly expand, your middle ribs open, your heart and chest expand. As you exhale, feel your chest soften, let your rib cage relax, let your belly soften. So you're gonna do that a couple of times. That's your three-part Dirga breath. Breathe in through the nose, belly, ribs, heart and chest. Exhale, release, softening the chest, relaxing the ribs, relaxing the belly. Just another few rounds on your own. So you're breathing in and out through the nose, lengthening the breath, deepening the breath, and using the breath as a tool to help you connect to the present moment, to help you drop into the space, drop into your body, drop into your heart, letting everything else fall away and becoming as present as possible right here, right now. Good. And then the next time that you breathe in, let your hands come together to form a prayer position, Anjali Mudra, in front of the heart. And as you exhale, just bow your head to yourself. Take a moment to land there. If you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, now would be a good time to do that. Your intention could be as simple as what called you to practice today, what you might be seeking for your body, for your mind, for your heart, or someone that you might want to hold in your heart and send good wishes to. So whatever it is for you today that you want to hold as an intention, just calling that to your mind and taking a moment to honor that intention that you're creating. Then as you inhale, let the hands slide up to the ceiling. You can lengthen the arms, lift the face, open the eyes. And exhale, open the arms wide. So bring your chin to your chest and your fingers to the mat. And then you'll do that again. So it's a sun breath. Inhale, the arms sweep high and wide, nice and simple. And exhale, release. Great way just to start to link our breath with our movement. So in these flow practices, do that again. Inhale, lift. That's a lot of what we're doing. We're flowing with our breath, moving with our breath. Exhale to release. And now from here, let's just take the hands behind us, interlace fingers, press the fists down to open up the heart, open up the chest, lift the throat and face, and then release the face, release the hands, and roll the shoulders. Unwind your legs for just a moment so you can tip back. If you were sitting on something, you might move it away. Bring your feet about mats with distance, and just take a few windshield wipers to loosen up the hips here. Just a couple times. Side to side. Good. And to get a little gentle twist here, the next time that the knees come to the right, let's just hold for a moment, and you can turn your head to the left. And you could have a steady gaze, which in yoga is called your drishti point, or you could close your eyes. And then go ahead and bring the knees through center. Take them up and over to the other side. Take your head away from your knees and close your eyes. Couple breaths. Bring your knees up through center. Now wiggle your feet hip width. We're going to take cross legs again, but this time you're going to take kind of a smaller cross leg. So a lot of times in Sukhasana or easy pose, I tell you stack your heels in front of heels or ankles in front of ankles and have a wide base. This time tuck. I have I'm mirroring you, so this would be your left leg in front, but it doesn't matter, left or right leg in front. So have one leg in front and try to cross the legs a little closer, almost like the ankles or the feet would come underneath the knees. So it's just a little bit different. You might want to rock side to side to get up onto the sitting bones. And then take a deep breath in, sit tall. And exhale, start to walk forward. And when you feel that place where there's like a natural pause or the body just doesn't want to comfortably go any further, that's where you'll hold. And then take a few breaths there. Good, and then you're gonna walk your hands over to the same side as your front leg. So for me, mirroring you, that would look like I'm going towards the left, towards my front left leg. And then bow your head, but whatever leg you have in front, go towards that leg. Good, come back through center. Slowly roll your body up and then take a big sweeping sun breath. Inhale, arms lift, and you're going to twist to the other side. So twist away from that front leg. Bring your back hand behind you, your front hand to the opposite knee. Sit up tall and then look to the side or over your back shoulder. Couple breaths. Good, and then unwind your body, and let's unravel our legs too and take them nice and wide to a straddle pose. So just a gentle straddle. You'll flex your feet, and you want to make sure that the feet are parallel. So instead of the toes dipping in or out, have them right up to the ceiling. Bring your hands behind you to help you sit up tall, and then just open up the heart, the chest. Feel the backs of the hamstrings pressing down to the ground. And there might be just a gentle bend in the knee to protect the low back and protect the hamstrings to kind of feel a little more safe and comfortable here. But hug the muscles onto the bones. So feel the thighs really strong. Maybe close your eyes. Take a breath. And full breath out. If you want to walk forward in your forward wide-legged stance, you could, but if you're tucking the pelvis under and hunching quite a bit, you might want to keep your hands behind. But if there's space to get up on your sit bones and up and over your legs, go ahead and do that. Couple breaths. So we're just warming up. We're doing some easy stretches. So you don't have to force yourself to go any deeper, just some gentle stretching before we start to flow and move through our standing poses. Good. And then come on up. We're going to cross our legs with the opposite leg in front. So whichever leg you didn't do yet. And remember, this is different than our easy pose where a lot of times we have heel in front of heel or ankle in front of ankle. You're going to tuck the feet closer so the legs come close and you almost try to get the feet kind of underneath the knees, whatever that looks like for you. And then you're going to sit up tall and then walk forward, up and over. And then when there's that natural pause, that place where it feels like the body is like, okay, that's enough for now, that's where you're going to hold. I'm just going to scooch back some on my mat here. And then when you get there, maybe close your eyes and breathe into that place where you're feeling this most. Good. And then walk your hands in the direction of the front leg to take a little side stretch and start to feel this through that long side of your body from your hip all the way up the waist, the ribs, the armpit. Good. Come back through center. Go ahead and roll up or lengthen to come up. You'll take another sweeping sun breath. Inhale, arms out and up. And exhale, rotate away from that front leg. Bring the front hand across the lap to opposite knee, back hand behind. You can sit up tall and look to the side or even take the gaze over your back shoulder. Good, and then let's unwind your legs, and we'll do one more wide-legged stance, one more straddle pose. So flex the feet, hands behind. You can help to scooch the hips forward. Hands could stay behind with that open belly, open heart, open chest, or come on to the inside and either hold your flat back or deepen your fold. Take a few breaths. Activate your feet, so pull the toes up and back and press through the soles of your feet. Strong legs, couple breaths. Good, lengthen to come up. Let's bring our hands to the legs to help guide the legs back towards each other, and you'll swing your legs around to tabletop. So you can come onto all fours. And when you get to tabletop, let's just bring the hands a little further forward to the shoulders and take your hip circles that you may have done many times before if you've practiced with me. So just really opening up all the joints, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the ribs. And then when the hips come to the back, reverse, go the other way. Good. And then let's take one child's pose. So when the hips come to the back, you could sit on your heels, maybe widen your knees, let the big toes touch, let the belly drop, let the head relax. And you could take a little rock side to side. Just shifting through the hips, rolling through the forehead. A few breaths. Good. And if you're rocking and rolling through the forehead, just pause here. Let's roll through cat pose. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Come all the way forward till you come onto your belly. And we'll just loosen up the hips. So make that pillow for the head that we've done before. Bend the knees, bring the toes up, and just take a couple windshield wipers. So we're just getting a whole body warm up before we start to get into some bigger movements. And then pausing here, roll the ankles, loosen those up. And circle the shins one way. And circle the shins the other way. Let your legs come long. Bring your hands back near the chest, underneath the shoulders, fingers face forward, palms of hands down, elbows up in the air. Press into the hands, root through the pubic bone and the hip points, and lift the heart to cobra. So it could be a baby cobra, a medium cobra, or more of a full cobra, but the elbows stay bent, the shoulders stay down, the legs stay long. Big breath in. And exhale, release to your belly. Let's come up and back to tabletop, all fours. When you get into table, little hip wag side to side, and you can line your knees back underneath your hips. Good. And then let's hold here, curl your toes under, and we're gonna come up to either dog or puppy. So if you wanna keep this a more gentle practice today, you could stretch the arms forward, melt the chest, and bring the forehead or chin to the ground. That's your puppy pose. Elbows would be off the ground. If you're ready for dog, hands a little further forward to the shoulders, fingers wide, hips pressed back. And if you're with me in dog, let's just take a little pedal out. Good. And then pausing still in your downward dog, you're welcome to stay in puppy for as long as you want, or if you want to come and meet us in dog, we're going to do just a little bit of a stretch here in down dog. So from your down dog, let's bend our left knee and press through our right heel and just hold for a moment. So bend your left knee, press through your right heel, and hold for a moment. You could stay, or if you want to take a little different variation, you're going to take your right heel, that's your straight leg, and turn it in a little bit as your toe comes out a little bit, just like you were setting that back leg up for like a warrior one or a warrior two. Press through your foot and let the hips rotate too towards that right as you look underneath the right arm. Good. Good job. And then come through center, square the hips. Let's press through the left heel, bend the right knee and hold. So right now our feet are parallel. But now if you want to take that kind of little bit of a twist, you're going to spin your left heel down, your left toes open, and you can pivot the hips a little bit towards the left. Pull that left hip up, look through underneath the left arm. Good, come back through center, square the feet, square the hips. Release your heels down, and we're gonna take a slow walk to forward fold. So walk feet to hands or hands to feet. If you're in puppy, just come stand with us. Feet hip width. You can nod your head yes. And you can shake your head no. Let your head hang heavy. Take a couple shoulder rolls up, back, and down. And then let the arms relax. Hold opposite elbow to ragdoll, little sway side to side, just to lengthen the waist. And settle in here. Good. Let your hands come off of the elbows, and from here, bring your hands up to your shins. So you take a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. The head comes right away from the tailbone. Press gently into the shins, pull the tail back, press the head forward, big breath in. And exhale, melt over the legs, bend your knees. Slowly roll up to stand nice and easy. Inhale, arms out and up above the head. Exhale, hands come back to prayer and you'll hold. So you're back into Dasana with hands at that Anjali Mudra position that we started with. Come back to your intention, take a deep in-breath. And exhale, release your arms. Let's step up to the top of our mats. Take a sun breath. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, bend your knees to swan dive. So take up a lot of space all the way down. Inhale, lengthen hands to shins. Pull head away from tail. Exhale, deep fold. From here, step the right leg back and land on your right knee gently. Back toes curled under or uncurled. You'll take a moment just to breathe into that hip, pausing here. We're going to be here for a little bit as we transition to lift the torso. So the back toes could stay curled under, or you could uncurl them depending on how the knee feels. Come high on your fingertips. So one is not better than the other or more right than the other. They're just different, whatever feels better. And then inhale, lift the arms if that feels okay. So you're taking this right up to crescent lunge. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release your hands and either catch your hips or catch your elbows, Or if you want it even more, bring your hands to prayer behind your back. Lift your heart, lift your chest, maybe look up. And exhale, release. Unravel the hands, touch the ground. Scooch out of your hips just enough so you can slide the front leg back to meet the back leg. Uncurl your toes, point your elbows back, come to your belly. And then inhale to a cobra pose. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, release to your belly. Press up and back to tabletop. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees and press the hips back, down dog. Come high in the balls of your feet again. Drop the right heel, bend the left knee, look underneath the right arm. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch. Left heel drops, right knee bends, look underneath the left arm. Good. Inhale, rise. Exhale, both your heels drop. From here, we're going to step our right foot through. So you might want to float it up to a three-legged dog. And you'll step or help it through. So it might get stuck. I know for some of us, it gets a little stuck here. So you could even drop your back knee and just scooch it through, because eventually we are going to drop our back knee. So go ahead and drop the back knee. Hold here, come high on the fingertips, lift the heart. Lift the arms and hold. So we'll take a different variation this time. So holding here, press palms together, interlace fingers like you're pointing at the ceiling, and then slice the arms across the lap. And you'll hold here. So we could just stay right here, or we could press our hands to prayer, point the bottom elbow down, the top elbow up, and look to the side or up to the ceiling. Take a deep in breath. Exhale, release, interlace fingers, point at the ground. Slice arms above the head. Exhale, swan dive to touch the ground. With back toes curled under, lift your back knee. And a step up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Pull the head away from the tail. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive out and up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Eyes can close, deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. You do the whole thing again. So take a sun breath, we'll go to the other side. Exhale, bend the knees to swan dive. So it's a modified swan dive. You come through Utkatasana, nice soft knees. And then inhale, lengthen, hands to shins, pull the head away from tail. Exhale, deep fold. So this time your left leg's gonna step back. So you step back to your lunge. Soften your back knee so it touches the ground. Back toes curled under or uncurled. You could just hold here for a moment. And then if you'd like, come high on the fingertips. Float the heart up, away from the thigh. Lift the arms to frame your head. So stay here, or bring your hands to your hips, or hold opposite elbow, or bring hands to prayer. Lift your heart, lift your chest if you'd like, look up. Exhale, release the hands, release the heart, release the gaze, touch the ground. Back out of the hips, slide the front leg back, modified plank. Bend your elbows to the back of the room, lower, modified chaturanga, uncurl the toes when you get to your belly. Inhale, lift the heart, point the elbows back, slide the shoulders down. Exhale, release to your belly. Press up and back to table. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips. Downward dog. And you could always rest in child's pose too. That's no problem. Inhale, come on the balls of your feet. Exhale, drop the left heel. Bend the right knee. Look underneath your left arm. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch. Good. Inhale, rise. Exhale, both your heels drop. You're going to hold your down dog. And like we did on the other side, we're about to step our left leg through. So you can float it up to three-legged dog. And now you'll bend your knee, float it through. You could step it right through or help it through or soften the back knee down to get it through. And then when you're ready, the back knee will drop for everybody. Inhale, lift your arms, Anjaneyasana. This time, interlace your fingers, release your pointer, just like we did on the other side. Slice the arms across the lap. And that could be step one. Holding here. If you want more, press palms to prayer, rotate the elbows away, turn the sternum up to your thumb, lift the gaze if that's comfortable, or look forward, or at the ground for balance. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. Interlace your fingers, point at the ground. Slice your arms above your head. Exhale, swan dive to touch the ground. From here, back to toes are curled under, lift the back knee. Step your back leg up to meet your front leg. Inhale, lengthen flat back, pull head away from tail. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse, swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Take a moment to land, to reconnect to your breath and to any intention you created. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. From here, bend your knees, bend your hips. So you sit into a chair pose or Utkatasana. And we'll continue through a standing flow. So we'll take some more postures this time. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your elbows, take a flat back. So bring your head in line with your tail. I think we did this Monday. Release the hands, stand up, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, sit into Utkatasana, standing squat. Deep breath in. Exhale, release, flat back. So you're strengthening your legs and you're connecting to your breath. Release the arms, stand up, Tadasana, strong and powerful in your body. Exhale, sit, Utkatasana. Deep breath in. Exhale, release, flat back. Arms release, stand up, Tadasana. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen flat back, hands to shins, pull the head away from the tail. Exhale, deep fold. Just like we started the other round, you're gonna step the right leg back, but this time let's hold here. Soften the back knee, lift the heart, but don't let it touch, just hover. Lift the hips, straighten the legs, head to shin. If you wanted to flex the front foot, you could. Roll over the foot, bend the knees, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, maybe flex the foot, head to shin. And one more time, bend the knees, lift the heart. Exhale, lift the hips, head to shin. And then bend the front knee, keep the back leg straight so you're on a low lunge here. Come high on the fingertips, pull the head away from the tail. Inhale, float the arms up. So you're coming into crescent lunge or high lunge. Just like we did in our knee down lunge, you could stay or take your hands to hips or take your hands behind your back to hold your elbows or take your hands to prayer behind your back. Lift the heart maybe, lift the face, lift the gaze if that's okay for your balance. And then release the gaze to center. Release any arm variations, sweep the arms above the head again to crescent lunge. Straighten the front leg for a little break. Spin the back heel down, open the arms and the belly, and rebend the front knee to warrior two. You're gonna hold here. If this is new for you, front foot's forward, back foot's facing the long edge of the mat. Your front heel lined up with the arch of the back foot, front knee bent right above the ankle. Inhale, straighten the legs, dance back, reverse triangle, backhanded back leg, top arm rises, look up. Exhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Then do that twice more. Inhale, straighten, lengthen, lift up, dance back. Exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale to rise. And exhale to release. Hold here, take a deep in breath. And exhale, side angle, elbow bends, forearm to thigh, top arm frames the head. Big breath in. And full breath out. For today, take this top arm either to your hip or bring the back of the hand behind your back or even to your hip crease. And then instead of keeping the gaze up, turn the face down to look towards your front foot. So you're rolling the top shoulder up, you're rolling the head down, you're low in your hips, your chest is open, your belly is open, and you're breathing here. Big hip stretch, big shoulder opener. Good. If you're in the half bind with a hand behind your back, slide it above the ear. Come back to one more reverse triangle to give the front leg a break. Straighten the leg, dance it back. Good. Open arms shoulder height. Turn toes forward, heels back. So just a traditional wide-legged stance. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, swan dive. Today, we're going to take our twist variation here in this wide-legged stance. So continuing to flow and move. On an in-breath, take the left arm out and up. Come high on the right fingertips. Rotate towards the left. Look up. And exhale, deep fold. You're going to go the other way. Take the right arm out and up. Straighten the left arm. Look up. And exhale, melt. Bend your knees. Place your hands on your thighs and then press off the thighs to lengthen and come up. At the top, big sun breath. Exhale, open arms shoulder height. Turn your left foot forward. Bend your left knee, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, cartwheel down, left arm, right arm, pivot on the ball, the back foot. Either keep your back knee lifted or drop it down. Step back to plank or modified plank. Hold here. Take a deep breath in and full breath out. You can keep your knees lifted or drop them to modify. We're going to come through modified chaturanga like we did before, a full version, glide forward, shoulders in front of wrists, point elbows back, hover at 90 or come to your belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Up dog, you'd be on the tops of the feet, knees would be lifted, arms would be straight. Exhale, down dog. Just like we've been practicing, inhale to come on your balls of feet, lift your heels. Exhale, drop the right heel, bend the left knee and hold. You could always rest in child's too if you need a little break. Inhale, come on up, heels lift. Exhale, switch. Inhale, come on up, heels lift. And exhale, both heels drop. So just like we did on the other side, we're going to try to step that right foot through again. So float it up, three-legged dog if you want. And a step or help it through. Remember, if it gets stuck, just give it a little help, pull it through. But instead of dropping the back knee, we're going to keep it lifted. Come high on your fingertips. So it's very similar to the first flow that we did when we dropped our knees. And then inhale, lift the arms. We're just adding some more poses. You're going to hold here. So just like we did when we did this with our back knee down, press the palms together, interlace your fingers, point up at the sky. You could stay, or if you have your balance and you feel okay, slice the arms across your lap. You could also modify by dropping your back knee here, just like we did in the very beginning of class. So you could stay right where you are. If you want that prayer twist in a full lunge, go ahead and take it. You could look down, or you could look up. You could also drop the back knee. Big breath. Exhale, release, interlace fingers, point at the ground. Last time, slice the arms above the head. You can do this with back knee lifted or dropped. Exhale, release, touch the ground, and we're going to step the back leg up to meet the front leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, reverse. And exhale through prayer. Take a moment to catch your breath, to land back in your body, to tune into sensation in your body. How do you feel right now? Letting your eyes close if that's comfortable, and really becoming aware of your breath, the pattern of the breath, the depth of the breath, the rhythm of your breath right now. Become aware of the beating of your own heart right now. Maybe it's a little more rapid than when you first began. Maybe the breath is coming a little more quickly than when you first began, as the body heat starts to rise and the energy starts to build. And see if you can take a moment just to settle, to slow the breath down, to take a deep inhale through the nose. And full exhale through the nose. Continue your breath. Honor that energy and vitality coursing through your body, that prana or life force that you're creating through this energy of your practice, through moving your body, breathing, strengthening, balancing, flexibility. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, release your arms. You're at the top of your mat, or if you're not there yet, just come on up. Bend the knees, bend the hips. We're gonna do the whole thing on the other side. So one more standing flow, and then we'll do some stretching on the mat. So from Utkatasana, take a deep breath. Exhale, flat back, right over the legs. Release the arms. Inhale to stand. Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the hips. Utkatasana. Deep breath in. Exhale, flat back. Inhale to rise and stand. Exhale to sit and hold. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale to rise. You're going to stay in Tadasana, mountain pose, and then exhale, swan dive over your legs. Take up as much space as you can as you dive forward. Inhale, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Hands come up to shin, head pulls away from the hips. Exhale, deep fold, just like we did on the other side. The left leg steps back. So this would be a good place to have your blocks. I didn't mention that on the other side, but if you want to have them underneath your hands, you can. You're going to straighten the front leg. If you want, flex your foot, roll the head towards the shin, breathing out. And then inhale, bend the front knee, bend the back knee, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, lift hips, head to shin, front foot could flex. And then last time, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the heart, look up. And exhale, lift the hips, straighten the front leg. Bend just the front knee, keep the back leg straight, setting up for your lunge. Come high on the fingertips, firm up your legs. So it's going to take a bit of strength and balance to pick our torso up. So get ready in the lower half of your body to feel anchored and grounded. And then inhale, lift the arms. And when you get there, just bring the shoulders above your hips. Spark up your fingertips, take a deep in breath. And as you exhale, open the arms, catch the hips, or hold opposite elbow, or reverse prayer. If you'd like, little back bend in the upper back. Lift the chest, look up. Hold and breathe. Good, you're so strong. Release the gaze. Release any arm variation. Sweep the arms up once more and hold. And then straighten the front knee. And spin the back heel down to set up for warrior two. A little rearranging in the feet to get there. Inhale, straighten the front knee, dance back, reverse your triangle, lengthen the front side of the waist. And exhale, release, warrior two. Twice more, inhale, rise, dance, press down into the feet to rise up through the ribs. Exhale, bend the knee, warrior two. One more time, inhale, lift and dance back. Exhale, warrior two to pause. Big breath in. And side angle, elbow bends, forearm to thigh, top arm frames the head, side angle. Deep breath in. As you exhale, if you'd like, wrap that top arm behind you. Either hold the hip or wrap it behind your back, backhand to low back, or fingers or hands slide into hip crease. When you get there, gaze and head can turn down so your chin is towards the bottom shoulder. Take a few breaths. If you're in that variation, unwind the top arm. One last reverse triangle to stretch it out. Inhale, straighten the legs and dance back. Big, long waist, open ribs, open heart. And open up, shoulder height with the arms. Toes forward, heels back. So just adjust your feet, wrists above your ankles. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, swan dive. And then we're going to come right into your twist. So we're just moving one breath per movement. Inhale, right arm out and up. Left arm straightens, high on left fingertips. Ring it out, look up. And exhale, melt, release, surrender, relax. Other way, inhale, out and up. Big stretch. And exhale, release. Good, bend your knees. Bring your hands to your thighs. Press off your thighs and lengthen to come up to stand. Inhale, sun breath, lift up. Exhale, arms open, shoulder height. You guys are doing awesome. Turn the front foot forward. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Look over front middle finger, deepen breath. And exhale, slow cartwheel to get to the ground. Front arm, back arm. You pivot on the ball of the back foot. Now here's where we take that vinyasa or that flow from plank to chaturanga to up dog to down dog. So you can do that by either keeping the back knee lifted or dropping it down. Step back to plank or modified plank and hold. Keep the knees lifted or dropped. Shift forward if you're in a full version. Point elbows back, modified or full version of chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. You could always rest in child's, right? Inhale, calf press, lift. Exhale, pedal out, left heel drops, right knee bends, look underneath the right arm, or left arm rather. Inhale, lift. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, both heels drop, and then from here, same thing that we did before. So it's the left leg that's going to step through. You could let it rise if you'd like first, and then step it through or help it through. When you get there, take your time, come high on your fingertips. Lift your arms if you feel comfortable. You're doing great. It's a lot of moving today. You're going to hold. Maybe press your hands to prayer, interlace fingers, point at the ceiling. Maybe slice your arms across your lap and hold, and then maybe take your prayer twist, looking to the side or looking up. Good, release, interlace your fingers, point at the ground, slice the arms above the head. Swan dive over the legs. Step your back leg up to meet your front leg. Inhale, lengthen, hands to shins, feet are hip width distance apart. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale through prayer. Close your eyes. Reset. Just take a moment to find your breath and feel the beating of your heart again. Deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. Let's take a sun breath to the top to hold. As you exhale, swan dive over the legs. As you inhale, lengthen to flat back. And exhale to deep fold. We're going to take one more standing pose here. So step the right leg back just about halfway on your mat. And see if you could straighten both your legs. So here's where you might want to grab those blocks. So almost like a pyramid pose. But step it back far enough that you can just get your back heel down. So it's still fairly wide. So however far back it is where you can just get your front or back heel down. Have your feet about hip width distance apart, maybe even a little wider so the feet are lined up with the outer edge of the hip. Spin your, or actually let's stay right here for now. So I'm going to take you into revolved triangle, which is a deep twist. And a little challenging with these straight legs, so this is why we have the blocks, and those might help. And we're taking the stance a little wider than we might normally. So actually, let's do that. Let's kick the back heel in a little and the toe out, just a little, but don't open the pelvis all the way, just enough so you can kind of anchor that heel down and turn the toe out just a little. And then re-square the hips, lengthen your spine so the head is in line with the tail. You're going to keep your right hand either on the ground or a block, and bring your left hand to your hip. So that's step one. You could hold right here and just kind of balance and practice with one hand. I'm just going to flip this block a little lower for myself. You could also be on your fist here of the bottom hand, like on your knuckles. And then if you'd like, roll the left shoulder open. So that would be the next step. You could just stay right here. You don't have to go any further. If you want to take the full version of this revolved triangle, you can float the left arm up. We're trying to get our head in line with our tail. Mine is a little higher. I could actually probably go without the block. I have pretty long arms, but depending on the proportion of your body, that block might be really helpful. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Good. Let's just soften the bend in the front knee, pluck the back heel up, and step up to the top of our mat. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. And we're just going to try that pose on the other side. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. And then this time, just to mix it up a little bit, bring your thumb right between your eyebrows. So pause there. That's that place of intuition or inner knowing that we all have. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your thumb to your heart center, your sternum. Remembering your intention. How do you want this practice to support you today? Breathe that in. And exhale, release your arms. And take another sun breath to the top. Inhale to lift. Exhale to swan dive. This is like a half sun salutation, or Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lengthen flat back, pull head away from hips. That's your Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, deep fold. And then just like we did on the other side, send the left leg back and straighten your legs. So you send it just far enough that you can get both your legs straight. Again, great spot to have your blocks underneath your hands. Feet start off being parallel. You can widen your stance a little bit. So bring the right hip foot maybe to the outer edge of the right hip, the left foot maybe to the outer edge of the left hip, just to give us a little more space. So it's not maybe as traditional as you may set this up with feet hip width distance. I want you to have plenty of room to twist. And then turn your left heel in a little and your left toe out a little. Lengthen your spine a lot, trying to get the head in line with the hips. Root down through your left fingers, knuckles, or block. Bring your right hand to your hip. And then if you want to try the twist, you're just going to roll the chest open. Okay? You could stay or lift the top arm. So legs are straight, spine is straight, arms are straight if you can. This is where the blocks can really help us. Take a deep breath in, big twist, pretty challenging maybe on the balance and strength and flexibility, but you're doing awesome. Take a deep breath and exhale, release. Soften the bend in the front knee, gently step the back leg up to meet the front leg. Inhale, lengthen one more time, flat back. And exhale, deep fold. Last time, reverse your swan dive out and up. Palms to prayer above your head, thumb to third eye, point of intuition, of inner knowing. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop your thumb to your sternum and pause. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. Let's take it down to the mat. Big sun breath. Exhale, dive forward. Step the right leg back. Land on your knee, step the left leg back, land on your knee, uncurl your toes, and just take it back to child's. Knees could be hip width or wide. Arms could extend or be alongside the body. If they're extended, you could place the hands in prayer. Bend your elbows and let the forearms fall back to your head. And take a few breaths. Good. If the arms are folded back to the head or if they're alongside the body, just extend them forward to extended child's. Shift forward to tabletop. I'm going to take you through a pigeon pose before we come to rest. So slide the right knee through. So for pigeon, we could be up on our heel, sitting on our heel where the knee is forward, you're sitting on your heel, the hips are square. I'm just going to turn this way so you can see. So you have your right leg forward. Let me just mirror you here for a second. So sitting on your heel or the knee out and the shin forward. You can move the knee out and the shin forward. That back leg's right behind you. So hold there. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, if you want, fold over the leg. And you could be on the hands, the forearms. You could also open the elbows, stack the palms to the fists, and drop the head. So as you might be experiencing, this is a pretty intense hip opener. Big stretch for the hip, for the back, for the outer edge of the hip, back of the pelvis. A few breaths here in pigeon pose. Good, and then lengthen to come up. As you come up, just pause for a moment. I'm going to give you an option to take a little twist in this pigeon pose. So how we would do that, we take our left hand, so it's opposite as your front leg, and you place your palm down and then place your forearm down if you can. And you're gonna bring the right hand to the knee or the hip or the leg, whatever you can hold on to, and then you can kind of press off that leg to rotate towards that front thigh. You could also do this probably up on your hand if that feels better, but if you can get on your forearm, that's kind of a nice place to be. So holding the hip, the thigh, or the knee, pressing into that leg to rotate. One more option here, if you have the flexibility in the shoulder and you want to take a little half bind, you could take that right hand, bring the back of the hand to the hip, or even grab your front big toe. Look up, press down into your elbow, down into your forearm, so you're trying to rise up. We're not trying to collapse here, we're trying to get big in our twist. Breathe. Good, unravel. Let's back out of this. Take the front leg back to meet the back leg. Take one child's here before we go to the other side. And stretch back for a breath or so. Good, last time, shift forward to tabletop. Left knee comes straight through to pigeon. I'm gonna switch so I'm facing this way. So you're either sitting on your heel in that linear version of a pigeon, or you're moving your knee out and your shin forward. You'll rise up first in pigeon pose, and then exhale, fold, either on your hands, your forearms. You could also bend the elbows, stack the palms of the fists, just take a breath here. Good. And then you'll lengthen to come up and a rise up. And I should have mentioned, if pigeon is too much for you, there's a lot of other variations that I can demonstrate next time. You could have been doing figure 4 on your back. You could be in cross legs for a forward fold. So just taking a moment, if you can stay with us here, we're gonna bring our right forearm down to the ground and hold, and bring your left hand to your knee, your thigh, or your hip, and take that little twist. If that's too much, just pause in your upright pigeon, or pause in your folded pigeon. If you want your bind, left hand comes behind to touch the back, or grab the big toe, and then roll the chest up. You could also be cross-legged with the left leg in front, working a forward fold or a twist. Or if you know figure 4, you could do that on your back. Good, release, unwind. Press into the hands to help slide the front leg back. Take one more child's pose before we come to our backs to rest. Stretch it out and hold. Good, bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands to slowly roll up and come to take a seat. You can bring the hips off to the side and swing the legs around. So we're gonna make our way down onto our backs to come into our final resting pose. Maybe we'll get a little twist in before we do that, but have anything nearby you want for Shavasana. So any props, extra layers, you can have them close by. Tuck your tail, scoop your belly, come all the way onto your back. And then when you get down, just take a big stretch out. Lengthen the legs away from the legs away from the fingers. And gather your knees up into your body. Hold your knees or your shins, or wrap the arms around the legs, and take a rock. Just giving some love to your back body, decompressing the spine, massaging the sacrum, the low back, middle back, upper back into the earth. Hands to knees, circle the knees around a couple times. And circle the knees the other way. So I'm going to slide right into Shavasana just for the essence of time to make sure that you have enough time to rest. But if you wanted to take a little twist or any closing pose, feel free. If your practice feels complete, we did do a lot of twisting already, you can come onto your back and just lengthen the legs forward. Let the arms come off the body, slightly away from the body, about a 45-degree angle at the armpit. Let your palms open. Let your legs come long. If there's any discomfort or tenderness in the low back, you could drape the legs over a bolster, a rolled blanket, or blocks. You could also place the soles of your feet to the mat, take them as wide as your mat, and let the inner thighs and knees touch. That would be an option too if your back is tender. Once you've found your place to rest, let's just take a letting go breath to drop in. So breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Good, then just nice, easy breaths in and out through the nose. Start to let your breath soften. Let your body relax. And let your mind settle. So you did all the work that prepared you for this moment right here, this moment of sweet surrender, release, and peace, this moment of stillness to receive all the benefits and gifts of your practice today. And let your body and your mind and your heart take in whatever you might be needing from this morning. You'll take just a couple more moments here in stillness and silence. You're welcome to stay longer if you'd like. But when you're ready to come out, just start to deepen your breath. Become aware of your body and maybe bring movement into the outer edges of the body, the fingers, the toes. And then take your time to come onto either side to come to a fetal position, knees into belly, arms in the chest. Just take a moment to rest here. And then gently press yourself up to seated. You can press the ground away. Come to cross legs or any other variation. We'll just be here for a moment to close out our practice. You can let the backs of the hands touch the knees or the laps. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Float your hands together to prayer on your next in-breath. As you exhale, bow your head to yourself and your intention, and we'll seal that in by ending on the sound of Om, the sound of community, starting with a letting go breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale a sigh. We'll begin, big breath in. And as your head bows back to yourself, taking one last moment to honor the divinity and the light that shine within you. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. It's awesome to spend this Wednesday morning with you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.